Dear viewers, welcome to this episode of Your Life, Your Money. I have picked up a controversial topic here, ULIPs. The word ULIPs many a times puts people off. But if you are a serious investor and if you want to take maximum out of what markets can give you, you must watch this video. I have debunked many of the myths surrounding the ULIPs and I'm giving you a factual assessment of what you can do, how you can use it, how you can make best use of this product to reach your life goals. Watch this episode till the end of the video. ULIPs are very good plans if you know how to utilize it. If you do not know how to utilize it, even the best of the vehicle can result in a crash. So is the story of ULIPs. ULIPs are great plans and they can be used very effectively in the financial planning. You can look at the evidence and then take a decision yourself. So take the thought out of your mind that the ULIPs are bad plans. No, they are not bad plans. They are very good plans, but you should know how to use them. In the year 2010, IRDA, the regulator, made note of problems which existed in the ULIPs. The liquidity has to be given to the customer. After 5 years, it allowed complete closure of the plans without any penalties. It allowed partial withdrawals from the plan. It put a cap on the expenses. Today, the ULIP's cost structure is in comparison with mutual fund. The structure is slightly different from mutual fund, but on a 10-year time horizon scale, the regulator has put a cap on what can be your expense. It can't be more than 2.25%, an approximate number I am telling here, which is in comparison with the mutual fund. Even in case of mutual fund, the regulators have put a cap around 2.25 or 2.5%. So the cost structure is a level playing field. How these costs are applied and for what purpose and with what intention is a different story, but the total expense is similar to the mutual fund. It's not true that the ULIPs are charging a much higher costing when you look into the entire length of the plan. Minimum case size I would recommend for anyone to go for is 2.5 lakhs per annum. Insurance here is working as a goal protection. Insurance here gives you certain arbitrage, and that is what you make best use of. I stress the word great tax arbitrage. What is an arbitrage? Arbitrage is you compare the tax incidence when you use one instrument versus the other instrument. For example, you have certain amount of money, you can put it in a mutual fund or you can put it in the unit-linked insurance plan. How does the tax treatment works out? Is it the same or is there a tax advantage? And the ULIPs come to you with the tax advantage. For example, if you are putting only 2.5 lakh per person per year in a unit-linked insurance plan, the maturity proceeds are 100% tax-free. And don't brush it aside that it is a small benefit. It is not. It is not. It's a huge. It is not a marginal benefit. It is a tremendous benefit. Let's say that you start at 20,000 SIP in a mutual fund, which is roughly 2.4 lakhs, 2.5 lakh round it off, and run it for 30 years. And you put the same 20,000 in a unit-linked insurance plan, 2.4 lakhs or 2.5 lakhs per annum, and you run it for the same 30 years. What will be the end corpus? Both will have almost similar levels of corpus. In case of mutual fund, you have to pay 10% taxes. If your final corpus is, let's say, 5 crore, so the profit that you have made is 4.25 crores. When you walk out of this money, you have to pay 10% of that as taxes, which is roughly about 42 lakhs. So that's the amount of taxes that you have to pay. You do not realize this today because you are not able to visualize what happens in the future. Whereas you do the same thing in a unit-linked insurance plan. When you walk out with the money, you have to pay 0% tax. Is it a benefit given by me? No. It's a benefit which is given by the government. Think about the tax incidence of the future, and the ULIPs have this particular arbitrage. Look at the rebalancing tax. Let's say that I run a mutual fund on this side and I rebalance it every time. Whatever the profits are there, you have to pay 10% of the taxes and the amount available for reinvestment comes down to that effect. Whereas in case of a unit-linked insurance plan, you rebalance your portfolio the way you want it, but it will not suffer taxation during the tenure of the policy. So ULIPs offer enormous tax arbitrage, and to let it go is probably the worst thing that can happen. It's my responsibility to educate all of you that everything you hear, read or see on the YouTube is not the gospel truth. You have to apply your mind, you have to question this, then you will find the right answer. You have to create a second income which does not suffer from taxes. there are a lot of youngsters. We always recommend as a planners to create a second income for people, because during the second half of your career, which is 45 years and beyond, you will reach a stage in life where your income is high, your expenses is high. If you have a second income during that particular period, it will help you tide over that extra expenses that come in your life. But one problem that comes during that particular phase is your income is high, you are at the highest level of tax bracket, and that extra income that comes will add to the tax and your tax burden rises. So you have to create a second income which does not suffer from taxes. Unit-linked insurance plans are best suited for a youngster to create that second income which will not suffer from taxation. When you can start taking out the money which the plans allow. It can become a tax-free source of income. You can use this money for whatever the purpose that you want. It could be servicing a home loan. It could be education of your children. It could be for any of the other life goals. It can become a tax-free source of income. You should not let it go, and you should not be getting carried away in the name of due diligence and in the name of getting approval of your friends and relatives or somebody who is telling anything. Apply your mind, make best use of these plans to create a second income which will not suffer from taxes, as well as during the investment period they will go through a wealth creation journey just like the mutual fund. Unit-linked insurance plans are best suited to manage your investment in a tax-efficient way, in a way which suits your risk profile, in a way which suits your age profile. They have got great strategies which are built into it. Like, for example, you can hold your monies in an income fund and you can slowly transfer it into an equity fund. Or you can put a life cycle strategy. That means I am of a particular age now, so my equity should be so much and my debt portion should be so much. As I get older, I should reduce my equity and increase my debt portion. That's particularly possible. Or you say that I want a fixed income strategy, that I want to invest only through the fixed income. That's possible. Or you can dictate, I want to invest in certain proportion in certain funds, and that's particularly possible. So you have automated strategies, you have life cycle based strategies, you can manage the market cycle, you can manage your life cycle in a very, very efficient way. So I can say with certainty, these strategies which are built in ULIPs are great tools which are available both for advisors as well as the individual investors. My sincere suggestion to people is, look, these are at many a times become very complex. It's best you utilize the services of advisors with whom you are working with, and they will be able to guide you which strategies to use, how you can position your funds correctly, how you have to change over a period of time, how you can maximize the tax efficiency, and how you can reach life goals, or what is the limitations that you can put while you pay premiums into these ULIP policies. All these are best served when you are working with an advisor. ULIPs generate the same return as that of any other mutual fund. The most important and most misguided point. People say ULIPs generate less return. This is hopelessly bad judgment, hopelessly bad statement. ULIPs generate the same return as that of any other mutual fund. Both ULIPs and the mutual fund operate in the same market. Of course, there could be slight deviations from one fund to the other fund, which is natural, but longer periods of time, they generate the same return. So don't be under the impression that the unit-linked insurance plans have lesser return and the mutual funds have got the higher return. No, both generate the same level of return. But if you hold the ULIP plans for a longer period of time, as I said, that 20 years, 25 years, 30 years, because of reduction of expenses that will happen, because the insurance companies are going to add back bonuses into your plan, the cost structure of ULIPs will become cheaper than the mutual funds themselves. Dear viewers, hope the video that I have done today helped you to debunk the several of the myths and the misconceptions which are there in the unit-linked insurance plan.